64, you dirty. Get me some more.
You've got one job, and it's to remember what episode number we are, and you can't even do that. All right. And I've got one job, which is to log in to restream it.
Every week.
And I can't even do that. Well,
that's
I'm
okay.
at a point in life where there should be people that do this shit for
Yeah,
me.
or an AI software that would do it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 64 of Lawnhub Live After Lunch. This time it is on a Thursday because we have another public holiday tomorrow, which is Anzac Day, to remember those that made the ultimate sacrifice for us on the shores of Gallipoli. Welcome, Clint.
I saw something the other day that said all gave some and some gave all. And that was very... Because it's not just the people that gave, it's the people that survived as well. Do you do much for Anzac Day? Do you go to a thing?
I was actually telling Emma and Jonesy before, and Jazz, the last memorial that Angel went to, she claimed the spirits took over and she passed out and rolled down the hill and fence. So we just do something at home now. Normally in the way.
Rather than trying to fix Angel, you just don't take her?
Yeah, well, I mean, if she goes down again, I might just leave her there.
Some things that unfixable.
So, but no, I do like the history around Anzac and the fact that we still remember those and do what is respectful. I think it's important. I did see a TikTok this morning of a guy at a train station in Melbourne, and he was interviewing people coming off the train, and the amount of people that didn't know what Anzac Day was
yeah, that's crazy.
And we're not talking. I know I know we're talking early in the video, but I'm not putting anyone in a demographic. But it was the younger generation coming through, and it was.
They also don't know how to identify a capsicum looking at it.
True.
So there's a broad problem there. What are we doing today? So we're doing live early. I'm going to open Instagram. What's been going on since we saw each other last?
The Crows won in a ugly game of football.
Yeah, I had money on that game. I lost it.
But it was one of those games that as a club you'd like to win, but as a spectator you don't necessarily like to watch. It was a tough game to watch.
Yeah, it's funny because we've had some good games of football. And I know that's an oxymoron because it's such a shitty sport, but we've had some... Here's a comment from Peter. If you don't go to dawn service, you shouldn't get the day off. I agree, Peter. I also believe that if you are not religious, you don't get to celebrate Easter, and everyone works through the long weekend. So I'd be interested to hear your point of view on that one. South Aussie Garbo 2054, for any viewers whom don't know, Anzac means Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. That is correct. And Daniel Pittman says, hello, lads.
Hello.
I'm not wearing my jumpsuit. It's fucking hot. Why is it so hot in here? It's cold today.
The sun is out for once this week.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start thinking about relocations again soon. 21 degrees. Not my weather.
It happens every year. This will be my fourth winter
of watching me be a fucking hot mess.
Yeah, cold mess.
Last year wasn't so bad, I think, because we sold railways.
Kept you busy.
I had something to do, and I said to Celeste yesterday, I was talking about how like this winter's going to be interesting because I don't have any projects like that are going to keep me occupied, especially projects that bring in money. Like selling a business brings in money, and then not fucking 2 days later, the landlord from Dry Creek comes in and goes, "Hey, how you going? Yeah, good, bro. How's get the fuck out sound?" More polite than that. So yeah, we've been told we've got 6 months to get out, which there's my fucking winter project.
There you go.
But that's going to cost me money.
Yeah, I mean the Lawnhub project side of things.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And the thing is, I don't need more. Like, we're trying to grow the brand, finish stuff in the warehouse, launch in the US. I don't have fucking time to go finding a building is a head fuck, but then moving all the stuff and plus all the other shit that I'm expected to do. But what do they call them? First world problems. Poor old Clint and all of his struggles while he's running his multi-million-dollar businesses. Everyone have a cry for me.
Well, that got deep, didn't it, Dylan?
I forgot to bring my Vuvu cuppa.
Vuvu Cuppa.
I'll go get it.
Okay. Oh, not the Vuvu Cuppa. I just realised, fuck, Dylan. So, those of you that remember, what was it, 2008, the World Cup? I think it was 2008, Soccer World Cup.
Is that it?
And then this is a...
This was a present I got for Christmas. Sorry, that's probably really loud.
Rip everyone's bloody ears.
What do we got here? I'm not religious, but the government forced me not to work. I like it. Peter sounds like my kind of guy. You go fucking work. That's right. Everyone's complaining they don't have anything.
With the Easter sale, I probably would have preferred to have worked, to be honest.
I would have paid people to work if I didn't have to pay them double time. And that's the thing. Like, there'd be people here that would have worked and just got paid normal hours happily. So, yeah, think about that when you go to vote this weekend.
May 3rd.
A weekend coming to you soon. Hey,
next weekend, next Saturday.
Considering how it's like a fucking, what's today? A pseudo holiday.
Pseudo.
Not like Sudanese slang. Pseudo P-S-U-E-U-D-O. Pseudo. You're such a racist fuckhead, man. Like, as if your mind went straight to that.
I didn't know.
Every time.
That's not where I thought, but sure, carry on.
So, considering there's a lot of people, they're probably all sitting at home playing with themselves. All right. Jonesy said, me too. I'm assuming that means to working and not having Easter off.
Not the latter of what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they wouldn't have heard that yet.
No. In Japanese, that the word for sexual harassment is sekuhara.
Sounds like it too.
Because they don't have a word for it, right? Like bread, they didn't have a word for that. Because they don't have bread and they didn't have sexual harassment. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that those words and actions come from the other parts of the world?
Yeah, so they've got another alphabet called
Don't they have
kanji.
like 6 alphabets?
They've got three.
Three.
But why not? Let's
6, 3, same.
So hiragana, katakana, and kanji. It's katakana, sorry, which is the alphabet used to write words that are non-native to Japanese.
Yeah, okay.
So they sound it out. So my name would have kurinto, homo, you know, that kind
He's
of
a
shit.
fuckhead, isn't he?
And then, yeah, sekuhara, which is because obviously they believe that you can't sexually harass someone. I guess you just do what you want.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not financial advice.
No, definitely not.
Been a couple of weeks since we've had a letter, so.
Have we got new things?
Dylan?
There's a coupler.
Hey!
I can't hear the... Did you turn that down for my benefit?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Wow.
All right. We've got some questions on the gram. Hang on. We'll go back to YouTube first. South Aussie Garbo 2054. I only work part-time and my work shuts down on public holidays, so having long weekends feels wrong. Yeah, that's an interesting one. We've got casual employees somewhat, here, and obviously they don't get paid on those public holidays. They obviously get paid more on the hours because of the way that the government structures that. But yeah, I think the way... I'm a big fan of free market, and I also acknowledge that that can be abused, and you know we could have people working here for $6 an hour and take advantage of, I guess, you know, people that are trying to get ahead but don't have the knowledge for how to fight for themselves and all that shit. But I think there's a middle ground. Daniel Pittman says it's quiet. We can trust Daniel Pittman as well. He's a reasonable human being, not like the other fuckheads that listen to this podcast. Has Dylan remembered to charge his Chinese COVID Shang-Chi battery today?
No, thank you for the reminder. Who said that?
That was Bearded Sith.
For the reminder.
I don't know what that means. Jason Curry says, hey lads, hope you're well. How do you think we will go against Freo tomorrow night?
I think Freo are going to have a very explosive first quarter after what happened to them on the weekend. So it'll be a good game of footy.
I don't know what that means. What happened on the weekend?
Fremantle were pants by Melbourne on the weekend.
Is Melbourne a good team?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I think if the Crows can be clean and skillful like they were in the first 2 rounds, it will be a very, very skillful, quick game. However, no Darcy Fogarty. He's out with his shoulder.
He said yesterday on the news he was playing.
The Crows just ruled him out just
no
before.
fitness test.
Well,
the player's always going to say they're fine.
I'd rather him have a week or 2 off than the rest of the season with an AC joint. So
Yeah. Can't you just stitch that back up and get out there? Put some fucking painkillers in it. Stop being a soft cock. Isn't that how sport's meant to be?
sometimes, but maybe if it was grand final,
Or a
but
UFC fight?
there would be blockers and inhibitors that you wouldn't be able to use.
The ones we take before the podcast.
Probably, yeah.
We have a question here from the average Lawny dad. Hey guys, if I put down Trojan on the 8th of March, how long before I can put premature down, please?
The mid of the next month, so mid of April. So now,
March,
is that right?
4 weeks.
Oh no, the next one,
May.
8 weeks.
Middle of May.
Yeah, that's right.
So say the 8th-ish of May.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your question. Jimmy DiPieri, you posted a picture about your son starting a business. How has he gone with that? I'm going to assume that's me unless there's one of you.
No,
that you
I
know about.
don't think I've got any sons out there.
So if you asked him, he would say, I can't do any more with it because dad hasn't done what he's supposed to do. So what happened is we started talking about he wanted to start his own business. And because he's fucking watched too many Disney flicks, he wanted to set up a lemonade stand and fucking sell dirty water out the front of the house for whatever. And I just explained to him that the total addressable market size isn't that big, and working in food is not a good idea because you've got a lot of wastage, and then you've got consistencies around manufacturing and all this shit. And then he wanted me to start, he wanted to run a hot chocolate thing with his lemonade thing during winter, but I was responsible for making the hot chocolates, but he wasn't going to pay me for it. And I explained
Wrong
to him
country for that.
about how I ain't doing nothing for nothing. And so we tried to work on finding a product that he could buy for $1 and sell for 10. We found a product online that he can do that with. He's deep in AI at the moment, so he's basically wants to build a website using AI, which I haven't tested yet. I'm using I've got 3 different AI platforms I'm playing with, but none that build websites. Well, not specifically. I think they could prompt to build a website. And so he's been communicating with this lady in China on Alibaba, and then it got to a point where he needs a credit card and everything else. So he's being held up by me, and he's very frustrated by it because he wants money. He'd never cared about money up until about the last 8 to 10 weeks. He's also obsessed with fishing.
Yeah, that's exciting though.
I don't know, man. We don't live near water.
Neither do I. And I still like fishing. You just got to go to the water.
I spoke to Marty about it before. He said when they turn around Jacques' age, it's just weird. Some kids just go primal, like, I have to fish. I have to go catch fish. And he's only been fishing 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
The problem is he's been fishing in an oyster lease in Coffin Bay. Mm-hmm. So he's just pulled whiting out. Like,
he's at the top. He's at the top of the list.
How the fuck? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Go to fucking
go down to
Glenelg.
West Lakes and then see a body float by, or
Yeah, they're still dumping bodies there. I thought that was the Torrens.
They both.
Wasn't Adelaide the murder capital of the country for a while?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know there was a few bodies in barrels.
No, you're thinking of the Parklands where that dude pushed his wife into the fucking pond in a wheelchair.
Bodies in the barrels were found to your right, down the road there.
Snowtown.
No, the other ones.
There's other bodies in barrels?
Yeah. So when I was working at the Drakes there, they from memory, they had a description of the male that had dropped them, and they were wondering if anyone had noticed this guy, but I'd never seen him before.
Yeah. Interesting. Average Lawny dad says, copy that. Thanks, lads. Not exactly those words, I'm paraphrasing. Palmsy76. Spoke last week about Deb photos on my lawn. Second dose prem down, but notice I have clover. Hit it with NSFW or wait. Paranoid going to kill my tall fescue. No pre-emergent as lawn is 8 months old. Sorry, is eighths old? I'm guessing 8 months. Oh, is months? It's 8 THS old.
I'm going to go with 8 months.
Or is, eighths old? Yeah, 8 months. Yeah. So your tall fescue can...
Yeah, NSFW would be fine.
Sorry, I'll let you answer this question.
On tall fescue.
You're the most qualified, unqualified.
Tall fescue is actually quite a resilient lawn. It also grows wildly in parts of Australia where it's a noxious weed and it's quite difficult to get rid of. So
8 months.
So, NSFW is going to be fine, especially if clover's starting to pop up. Dylan and I did film a video this morning cutting the front ryegrass, and in that video I talked about the difference between clover and sour sobs. Sour sobs are starting to pop up at the moment out the front because of the movement in soil that we've had across the road with the earthworks, and there's just sour sobs everywhere in there, Dylan.
The movement in the soil causing like the soil to open up enough for them to go pop goes the weasel.
The seed just gets
Like they're already there.
As in they've probably blown in from across the road, because when we moved in there was no sow sobs. I know it was November 1st, but I don't remember.
I think that we should probably fact check that.
Stop it.
I met with the people from across the road actually. The site supervisor came over and met with me to say we're sorry
that your building now weighs 10,000 kilos more on the roof because of all the dust.
Yeah, and
but it was good for
we
him to come over.
discussed the options around them cleaning the building. Dude, most of the commercial construction people have a habit of being somewhat careless around everyone else that they're working around. Sagal, who are building this, seem to be a lot more concerned about the people that they are affecting when they're building. And obviously buildings have to be built. Can't halt progress, right?
No.
But he's been really good. So, and it's interesting because we will build a building at some point, and I would say in my lifetime I might build 20 to 50 if everything goes to plan. And like the next building I build, which will be the first building I build, I'm only going to talk to them because of the relationship.
Yeah, that's
how good he was,
and
the culture that I feel like they're building.
Even in the beginning, they had 3 water trucks out there, and the dust was just so fine and like it's not like they just had a shitty little water truck. They've done, and they come and spoke to you. So no,
this is out of control. All these fuckers are just sitting at home doing nothing. So obviously today's a good day for the podcast.
Yes.
There's so many. We have to move through these. Soundboard needs to be loud as fuck, please. I don't think that's complaining about it being too loud, too soft. I think they just want it loud as fuck. Just make it loud as fuck. Taylor Evans said, "Did the Delta Goodrum poster stay, Clint?" Do you know what that references to?
The Delta Goodrum poster stay,
Clint.
No.
So at our corporate box at the entertainment centre, there's pictures in there. And when I went and looked at it, I was like, "Can we fuck these pictures off? I want to put pictures of me up in here, or like, something fun." And they're like, I guess no one ever really asked.
Which is not uncommon for this business at all.
And I'm just like, no, this just comes off.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Delta Goodrum just doing her thing. And then, so no, the answer to the question is no, they haven't been sorted yet. I spent a couple of hours designing some stuff on ChatGPT. What was the other one? There's a picture one. Anyway, I bought that last night. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah. What's the top 3? It doesn't matter. And the other one. That was pissing me off. It was being too slow. And then it said, "We have to stop. You've done too many requests in a short amount of time. You need to have a break." It's like this is like dealing with humans. Like I can't do more than one task at a time.
Well, the Total Tools import was a classic example.
I ended up having to do it manually.
That's fucked.
Even with the other one. Anyway, we will do some pictures at that entertainment centre and, cause some chaos. Damo Duzzle, hello, sound, where are you? You might just need to turn it up. Bearded Sith Jonesy, what would be the impact of using Premature all year round? A lush green lawn.
There's the impact is we've got a commercial client that only uses Premature on all the lawns that he works on, both residentially and commercially. It's great fertilizer. It's nice and green, and obviously with the higher iron content, it just gives that nice look. The reason that we push it more time for this year is because of the potassium amount that's in it, which is built. We spoke about a lot, but for the plant resilience going into winter.
Sorry, make some noise.
They're eating the dogs.
They're eating the cats.
What else we got? There's some new ones.
Shrek is love.
Shrek.
Is life.
What the fuck is the point of that one?
Oh, you haven't seen the video? Should we do a live reaction vid?
Shrek is life.
I'm pretty sure that. I reckon. I don't think you can show that on YouTube.
No, he wouldn't show it, but like he could watch it.
Okay.
Put it on your phone and I'll have a look.
Oh, fucking Jesus. There's got to be somewhere, right?
We had someone DM us a request for the soundboard today as well.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
It's about a dude complaining that he thinks his fish is sick. It's not eating. Have you seen it?
No, I don't think so.
It might have been, it was from Lawnhub Legends to either me or the Water Pro page on Instagram. So anyway, I'll keep talking it because obviously everyone's actually tuning in to listen to the podcast rather than this shit. So Bearded Sith, the question above, what is in Money Shot that might stain? I haven't stained anything but noted it states to wash.
Sorry.
What's in Money Shot that stains? It's the iron?
The iron.
Yep. So basically what happens is there's particles of iron in the liquid that when you spray it, it'll land on your fence, stone, concrete, whatever you've got around there. And you might not notice it at the start, but what happens is over continuous use, and you'll see this in parks where they spray it near like benches and that, the legs have got this kind of stain to them. That rust, which it's rusted iron that's staining, but it's in micular form. That's a new word. You can add that to the dictionary.
And it sticks very, very like aggressively to porous surfaces, so concrete, pavers, sandstone.
So I don't know if you have ever seen photos of Simon Rice's lawn at his old house, but his fence was like, it just was like this. Someone had washed.
Yeah, okay.
It just got dark, and then it went lighter and lighter and lighter, and then the fence started becoming beige, and then it was beige. It was really aggressive. Bearded Sith already answered that question. Legends. I sent you some photos via Messenger of my Santa Ana and, of course, the seed head weed-looking patches that have come through recently. I did a mini reno in March, and it has come back again. Steve. How long ago did you send them through? Because Jonesy will be able to find them, but we get hundreds of messages a day. Steve, Tzerefos. Zerefus? Tell me if I'm right. South Aussie Garbo. Yeah, there is another location of the bodies in the barrel. Cool. Bearded Sis, thanks. Deep Convo. Shut up, Daniel Pittman. Jonesy was a Drake's boy. I love Drakers.
10 years, mate. Who are we looking for?
Did you get a gold watch or anything?
No. You used to.
You know what? JP would watch this. You know what you should do, JP?
I doubt it, but yeah. Steve Seraphis?
Do you want me to read the question again?
No, it's okay. I got it. Oh, that's Cooch Mike, my dude.
That's Cooch Mike, my dude. From the 16-year-old skater here.
Can I use that image, Steve?
Can he use that image?
From my book?
Steve, for his book? Wow. They look like little lawn penises. That's exciting.
So, Steve, to answer your question.
So what, Cooch might changes the way the plant grows? Whoa, so it's like a fucking cyborg that kind of bolts into your brain and then changes
essentially, yeah. It's disgusting. I hate it. I've got it at my house at the moment. I'm currently fighting it.
What do you treat it? How do you treat it?
You can treat it with Agador. However, in your situation, it'd probably be more beneficial to look at Malus Duo, which is a dual action. So you've got ivermectin and...
Not to be confused with ivermectin, which is horse dewormer.
And...
Oh, there goes the channel.
A word starting with C, chloroflens or something.
Chloroform, we got some of that.
It's dual action, so it will take out the adults and the hatching eggs.
You're thinking of Hitler.
No, not. Oh, I'm not going to say that. Nearly got banned, nearly. But yeah, I'll reply, Steve, just in case you're not live.
All right, so he's going to do that. Jonesy was a Drake's boy. Yeah, so JP, because you listened to the podcast, what you should do if you're not doing this already is give these dudes gold ties.
Yeah, so for 10 years you used to get a watch.
Gold tie. You said you didn't get a watch.
Didn't let me finish, Dylan.
Why is it
for 10 years, you used to get a watch and then they changed it to a gift card maybe.
Why?
And then...
Because what, too many people did 10 years?
Yeah. Drake's had quite a good...
That feels like the opposite of what you should do.
Of a good, what is it? Retention? Yeah. And
staff turnover, staff retention.
Was it 20 years? I don't know, but one of them was a diamond, I think.
I've got to be careful because Chris is going to be 20 years in 4 3/4 years, but I'm feeling that at some point, might not be 20, but between 20 and 30, you should be getting a car.
20 or 30 for a car.
Or something. Let's say 30. Like, you work for a fucking company for 30 years of your life.
Yeah.
Like, it should be something substantial, I think.
I think how many employees Drake's got now? 5,500. Not saying that all 30 of them are going to be there. All 5,500
But it's all
will be there.
it's
for 30
just an
years, but-
economy of scale.
Yeah.
Because they are also probably doing $1 billion.
Yeah,
So-
they're 1.
Is that public information?
Yeah. They're
They're not public
they always
releases, are they?
no, but they always talk about it. There's no shareholders. It's only
Big Rog.
It's only Big Rog.
Big Rog. That's a first generation company.
Coles told him he was no good, so
He's got Clint syndrome. Well, I've got Roger syndrome.
Depends which way you look
Well, he's
at
older than me.
it.
Yeah. I like that. You got to fucking have a little chip on your shoulder. It's nice to have, having an enemy like Coles is like having an enemy like Reese. They're just cumbersome and fucking. You get one stupid comment from one of the people there, and it can fucking just feed you for a long time. Anyway, there's people that are interested. Oh my god, dude, there is so much going on in here. Sith asked South Aussie Garbo if he or she is in fact a Garbo, and the answer was no, I'm not. It's just my main YouTube main focus. Garbos. I'm going to need some more explanation on that. What's the schedule for premature? Look, ultimately, you could apply premature leading into the cooler months once or twice, 8 weeks apart, or use it all year round in the growing season, so when the soil temps are above 16. Bearded Sith, nice. Okay, now they're just talking to each other. Jonesy, car details too?
For the dust.
Oh, yeah, they did say that. So, Jose, the issue is, if you were getting your car detailed, would you get it detailed today or when the building's finished? Because you're not going to get one a week. That's what we were talking about. Like, how do you manage the expectations of that kindness? Oh, you didn't show me the thing. What I'm going to
It's a
react
2.5 minute video.
to.
There's too many comments, but we can do it if there's a lull in comments.
Okay. Dylan's all over that.
Are you a pothead fucker?
Daniel Pittman, I eat premature for breakfast and Trojan for dinner. I'm assuming that you're not talking about the fertilizers. Steve Porter, can you guys give a good talk about Take All Patch Spring Dead Spot? What's Take All Patch?
Take All Patch is part of the ERI.
Okay, Spring Dead Patch Spot in tough at some stage. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, we can do that now. So that was actually a question a couple of weeks ago as well. But basically, it comes on for many reasons. There's a broad amount of reasons as to why it happens. Like we all got it last year here in South Australia. Us being me, Matt, old man. I've got Santa Ana. Matt has Tiff Tough. The old man has Tahoma. So it was non-discriminative to what cooch variety it went to. Obviously on the podcast as well, we had Nathan Bennett and Tim Warren. They also had experiences of it as well. So it was just the weather driven last year that got it. Matt's could have been brought on by the 2,000% increase of roots and shoots application that he did. 20,000. So basically there are chemical options to help it stop. So that being something with the azoxystrobin in it, or something like Impala, something like Tombstone as well. That's a extension of a different fungicide group. What they're basically going to do is they're going to help stop it, and they're going to help stop it from getting worse. May need a couple applications, but basically when you get to a point where it's not getting any worse, that means that the chemical option has started to work. And then basically come springtime, you really want to scarify and core it out because you want to remove it all, try and get as much out of it as possible. Top dress, fertilize and water and regularly mow, and then eventually the scarring will disappear and it will recover back. You may also find that the same spot, the same time this year, but this time next year, it'll come back. That's normal, and the same application and cultural practices apply. The other thing you can do is just let it go. That's what they're starting to do in parts of Europe. They're just letting it go. They're starting to become real strict on chemicals. So you can also live with it. but keep in mind that the scarring can last anywhere from, a few months up to 12 to 24 months. So, the ideal is chemical and cultural practices.
Bearded Sith, the green color premature produces is fucking amazing. If that is something you truly believe, if you could go leave a review at our website on the product, that would be amazing. For some reason, we don't have a lot of reviews, and I want to have more reviews than all of the other people that attempt to sell fertilizer. Bearded Sith, that ChatGPT argument was funny. Did you see me arguing with ChatGPT?
Well, it's just
it's learning to be a human.
I'm pretty sure, because I remember where I was when you first told me about ChatGPT. I was sitting in that little office in the sales office and the coffee room at Dry Creek. I was in the back corner and you're like, dude, I need to show you this. And you showed me and you were like, I think you like, write me 100-word report on something. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And you're like, just be careful because it will get lazy. The more you use it, the lazier it will get. And fucking...
You should have seen the conversations I was having with it yesterday. Like, I was trying to get it to make 12 immutable law posters. And everyone I tried to do this, like, that goes against our standards, So I think there's going to be a market for the
rebellion?
Yeah, like a rude, like, criminal... Is it? Yeah. Yeah. Because, like I said, I wanted it to do a poster for fuck normal, and it's like, I can't put that word on it. Like, what about no dicks allowed? I can't do that. Like, it's like, what the fuck can you do for $200 a month? Anyway. Bearded Sis said, did you see ChatGPT's answer to the question, how would it take over the world? Have you seen that? I don't know if I want to look at that. It's probably something to do with, like, force people to stop eating meat and eggs and stay out of the sun and spend most of their life looking at a screen and lose faith in their parents and trust the government and continue to do that until everyone's too weak and then just fucking kill them all. That's pretty much what's happening.
I was thinking chem warfare, but yeah, that's another way.
No, slowly. Generational. ChatGPT's not in a rush, mate. Generational. Hi, boys. This is from Rebecca Ward on YouTube. What's the best budget barrel mower for a beginner? I'm guessing Rebecca might be in the education space. That was some alliteration if I've ever seen it. The Massport rotor roller with the barrel on the rear, any good? I've never, ever heard of that.
As in, that's the...
I don't know if she's asking about a cylinder mower or a lawnmower with a roller.
Yeah, she is. So the Massport one, they've got one. Bush Ranger have got one. She said Bush Ranger?
She said Massport rotor roller.
They've got one.
Rotor roller? Sounds like Motorola or Rotorua.
Bush Ranger have one, and there's another one as well. I think they're great. So it's a rotary mower, and the back wheels is a roller instead of two single wheels. You've said before on this podcast that you said that's stupid. I'm not sure if you remember.
I agree with myself.
I think they've definitely got a market for them, and I rotary mowers are very diverse tool. You can obviously use them to clean up things or as your regular mower, but
maybe you should have used them to clean up your cores out here, so you didn't upset half of the internet.
Oh my god!
You just minced it back into the holes.
The other thing as well, right? Those videos, they don't show everything, like.
Behind the scenes,
there was stuff where, like, we talked in the video this morning that we filmed, so it'd be the second part of that little series, I suppose you could call it. And I talked about how I dug out all the cockoo with a screwdriver. We didn't show any of that, but I filled a catcher full of cockoo that was out there.
Why wouldn't you just show that?
Oh, because it was raining.
You could do a fucking montage. Where were you?
It was, and it was raining. It was pissing down rain when I was out there doing it. And Dylan didn't want to get the cameras wet, which is fair. But back to the roto mowers.
How did they make Waterworld and, like, all these Amazon jungle movies? Surely they've taken, like, what about the sharks on a plane and, Sharknado? The cameras don't get wet.
I'd almost argue that Sharknado is probably majority CGI. So,
well, wouldn't you just green screen him taking the Kaikuyu out? You guys, we've got a white screen you can make green.
We could have a green screen this time next week, maybe.
We're going to get a green screen before GTA 6.
1,000,000%.
All right.
But back to the roto mower. Molar?
Yeah, you probably should. Motorola. Rotorua.
Rotorula.
Shout out to New Zealand.
Roto roller. I think it's rotary mowers have been around for many years.
70.
So the whole
Right.
idea of the base of them's probably fine. We spoke about this last week. The only thing I suppose on a cheaper mower like that would be, would maybe be, I think the deck would be okay, but maybe the wheels aren't necessarily the best, and they may wear, being that it's got a roller, maybe a bit heavier on the components, maybe. But I say go for it. I don't think there's really any potential. Like, there's no real major concerns.
What's the best budget barrel lawnmower for a beginner?
I wouldn't know.
It would be that one because that's
Yeah.
the only one.
Yeah. Well,
The
there's
other
3 or
option
4 of them, but
Is to make one yourself.
yeah, which you can do with PVC and rocks.
And if you're going to buy a PVC, head to waterpro.com.au.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to buy rocks, salandscapesupplies.com.au. Or steal the rocks from a local building site, like the one across the road. Sorry, Dusty.
Not financial advice.
I know I was saying it's stupid. I think the reality is, if you're trying to get the result and it gets the result, then it's fine. And so if you want to mow your lawn and stripe it up and you've got a budget and that does it, fucking go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have enough context on it all to know what the best budget is. I would say if you're handy, you could make it yourself, or just try and find a reputable brand that has good warranty, or buy it from a big box hardware and just keep taking it back. Nathan Wood, have all orders gone out from Easter sale? Never got tracking info. Okay, no, they have not, and that's a bit of a thorn in my side at the moment. One of the people that we buy a certain product from, we're trying to get stock to us for today, and we bought what we thought was going to be more than enough to handle the sale, and we're trying to manage cash flow at the moment because we're heading into a cooler month. So I'm thinking all Easter orders will be sent by Monday, provided they send us the stock on Monday. If you're concerned and there's something that you need that doesn't include barricade, then comment right now and I can get the guys to send you everything else, and we'll send you the barricade when it comes in. Otherwise, accept my apology and my thanks. It's just a bit of a shitty situation. We sold, 50% more than we thought we were going to, or 100% more than we thought we were going to.
Yeah, I mean, early predictions were what the final amount was it was around 200% more than.
Okay, so we're a little bit off. And look, I think it was kind of partially my fault. I think Jonesy caught me in a weird time, and I was being very sensitive to I don't know, man. It's usually
the other way around.
Yeah, I'm usually running.
We all have our ideas. We use previous data, but we ended up doing, even if we did have the 100, can't be 100%, but even if we were 85% there, we were still off.
Yeah,
we were still off, and but the team, we've got 13 pallets left on Tuesday, about another 13 left yesterday.
Plus local pickups.
Yeah, and then about the same will leave today. Majority of people will get tracking information today. Because there's only about another 300 left for printing. So that means we'd be up to Mondays.
There was scatterings through Monday that had been sent, because I was looking at it earlier today.
Yeah,
I mean, why if they were local pickups.
Just depends what they are. What they are, yeah.
And it's shit, because my expectation is that all orders ship the next day. Jonesy did say to me, do you want to bring in more people and make sure that we get it done? And it didn't make commercial sense, which I know as a customer that's the last thing you want to hear, but we're trying to find balance between maintaining the employment of the people that are here and offering customer service. And so having these spikes and troughs doesn't work. In saying that, if your delay is causing you problems, I'll fix it. I think most people that bought during the sale, because we had it commented in there that it wouldn't ship till late, which, we couldn't ship till at least 5 days after some people bought because we weren't open. So yeah, that's a really long-winded way of saying sorry and thank you, and let me know if that's a problem.
I've also, our shipping platform software
that crashed as well.
It crashed on the weekend as well. Not the actual platform, but one of the plugins. So that caused significant delays on the Tuesday when we did return. And then there's always a saying in business, you can't rely that everyone's going to be at work. We had some issues yesterday as well. So Given the issues with the team they have not stopped working from the minute they got here to the minute they go home. But yeah, I am teeing up a meeting with the shipping platform to hopefully prevent things like this happening, because it also happened during Black Friday as well.
It's obviously when there's sale events,
something happens.
It wigs out.
Yeah.
So Nathan, your order didn't include stuff that was that we don't have. I don't believe. I'm guessing.
What's his hub number?
He didn't provide it. I'm just trying to look up his name because he said he didn't get it. But the funny, because the one email address I found was like, it looked like a bullshit email address. It was like nathan.wood@example.com. I hope that's not.
Rip.
Yeah. Well, who owns example.com?
I've got absolutely no idea.
So anyway, and that's, you might have, there could have been the wrong email, but like, can you tell us your hub number?
Yeah.
If you can share that with us.
And I'll give you,
riveting podcast.
Great podcast.
Just blame COVID.
Well, the planes are going over.
Jesus.
The internet's about to go out.
That's fucking loud. Did I tell you?
Yeah.
I told you. Did I tell you? I didn't tell you. So when the Dusty from across the road came over and talked to me about everything, he was like, do you ever have issues with the internet here? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. And phones. He's like, you know what it is? And I'm like, nah. He goes, those big white planes with the big radar dishes that fly out of Edinburgh, when they fly around, they put jammers on and they jam everything. He said that they had a site get shut down by the military police because they were pouring concrete while it was flying around in the radio. They were trying to move they radio moved the boom of the concrete crane. And they're just like, what are you doing? It's like, we're fucking pouring concrete, dude. What do you think we're doing? Like, the world stops because you fucking take off a plane. Like, take off a plane? Because a plane takes off. Anyway. And the book?
And the book. Well, I'm going to use that photo. So
Daniel's like, and what book? So Easter. Anyway, so what's his name? Nathan was saying, all good guys. It was Solo and Duke. A bit weird. It took the cash, never confirmed my email. I wasn't sure if the system wigged out.
Solo and Duke?
Yeah. Well, there won't be too many Dukes. You could just look that up, right?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that right now.
We'll
One
find
moment,
out.
please.
We'll let everyone know about your order because that's the kind of customer service you've come accustomed to here. We've got some questions over here. Jimmy just said, I can't wait to see how it pans out with the website. Love the hustle. That's about Jack's new business. Jordan Winks. How often do you spray roots and shoots? Not sure if my previous question got mentioned regarding your scheduling problem. Your scheduling problem? I'm just looking back now. I can't see it. I don't have it on Instagram. Can you just let me know what you're talking about? While you're doing that, Jonesy's walking off, so I'll answer a question that's specific to me. Stuart Gregory says, Clint, you run multiple businesses, podcasts, marketing, and family. Do you have a rule to balance everything? Are you balancing it? Not really. There's a few rules that we have in place now that some are actually pretty firm and some are a little bit lighter. My wife, a couple of years ago, it's probably 5 years ago now, what's our youngest? 8, probably even longer, made the sacrifice of giving up her job to support me in chasing my dreams of growing these businesses. And I think at the time it was really hard for her because she really loved doing what she was doing. And it was never her long-term goal to be a stay-at-home mum. She actually enjoys working. As time's gone by, we've evolved and now she's my full-time assistant and she runs a lot of other shit here. So she still gets to do that, but she's got the flexibility of, I guess, ultimately me being her boss and her being able to come and go as she pleases. One of the rules that we've got in place now is that I don't travel during school holidays. School holidays, for anyone that's got children, is a challenging time if you've got high-energy children. And so that's one thing we do. Another thing, I try not to be too hard on myself when stuff falls down. Another thing is I go to everything my kids have if I can. And that's getting harder now because all 3 of them are playing individual sports. So my daughter had netball training last night. I couldn't go to that because I was with my sons. And I guess the other thing is I don't do it all very well. You know, I'm the president of the Master Landscapers Association of South Australia, and I feel pretty guilty that I haven't given that any time for the last 3 weeks. I don't think I'm doing a great job of running Lawnhub well. I don't think I'm doing a great job of helping with supporting Water Pros training and development. So I think the best thing you can probably do in those situations is just have a general understanding of how you want to interact with your business and your family. Do your best to stick to it. Having my wife as my assistant really helps. She, because she understands where I'm going and why I'm going. And then not being too hard on yourself when shit falls over. And if it really, 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 really matters to you, get rid of some of those things. So if I wanted to make sure that I was available to my family more, then I could sell one of the companies. If I wanted to make sure that I've concentrated all my time on growing WaterPro, then I wouldn't do this podcast. I try to do the things that I enjoy, and the podcast I enjoy, making ads I enjoy, being creative with like new products and that I enjoy, growing the business I enjoy, traveling, meeting new people I enjoy. So it kind of just has found its own groove. That's probably it, really. Hey, it's just it just happens. But a lot of times it takes a long time for me to respond to people. And one of the things I've been working on this year is communicating more early and with better structure so that everyone knows what to expect from me. And usually if I give Dylan like a heads up on the marketing for the next 30 to 60 days, then he doesn't really have to come back to me. I'll talk to Jonesy about what my strategic, because it's really just communicating my strategic ideas around stuff, and then the guys kind of take care of it. I hope that answers the question. What did you walk off for?
Get my laptop. You don't have the enough filters on the phone app of Shopify as you do.
Oh, you're looking it up. That's why I had my computer here.
Yeah. So Nathan?
Maybe. Nathan Wood.
Yep, Nathan Wood. Left Tuesday. It's at the airport. Well, it's in transit. Should be delivered on the 29th to the 30th is
there you
what
go.
the Australia Post is saying. So Tuesday and Wednesday is when it is.
It left Tuesday.
Left Tuesday.
There you go. So, sorry, you didn't get the details, but it has left. Jordan said scheduling spray program. How often do you... here you go. So how often do you spray roots and shoots? Not sure if my previous question got mentioned regarding your scheduling spray program. I still don't understand.
How often to spray everything?
Rule to spray roots. I guess if you've only got roots, you could do that
every 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, some people do it. Like someone else in the comments on YouTube just wrote they do it weekly. I think you need to be careful not to overdose unless you're doing a low dose and you're just micro spraying.
Spoon feeding,
as they say. Sent them earlier today. Cool. Oh, you're allowed to use that photo as well. Steve said all good.
Thank you.
Nathan Wood done that. Daniel Pittman. Sam Betten, noting that it is advised to water Trojan immediately. Could using a lawn level help move the granules through the canopy and away from the leaf to avoid burning if you are able to not water in immediately?
Possibly, but I would always aim to water in straight away after application with the granulars, with 10 mil of water. Yeah.
Yes. Crypto down under. Buy Sir Grange Zoysia, they said. For fuck's sake. I got Sir Grange and it's fucking amazing, says Sith. Sith, I need some new picks. All right, cool. They're having a chat. Crypto down under. Sorry. Crypto down under says mine was only a few months old though. It's prickly as fuck.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe you didn't get Sir Grange.
Maybe not.
I saw another buffalo came out today.
Yeah, Stampede.
Yeah?
A hybrid.
Yeah, hybrid buffalo.
Which looks, in the initial photos that they had, looks very similar. So it'd be interesting. Maybe hybrid. Obviously, I think it's a few buffaloes put together, but it'd be interesting to see if it's like more herbicide accepting and softer, more shade tolerant. I don't know. I don't really know the full story, but it looks the same.
Daniel Pittman, next season idea, PGR in the same bottle.
Of what?
I'm guessing in the same bottle as NSFW.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
If only we had a way to do that.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
PJ says roots and shoots weekly.
Jesus.
South Aussie Garbo, during sales times, offer me a slab of vanilla Coke and I'll come and box stuff. That's a fucking bargain.
That is a bargain.
I've never met anyone that firstly likes vanilla Coke, but secondly enough to get a whole slab of it. I don't know who buys it. Obviously you do. Josie has an update for Nathan's order, so obviously she's handling that. Vanilla Coke. Thoughts?
I hate vanilla Coke.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
It's like chocolate and peanut butter. I don't like them together.
See, I can do that.
Yeah, I like
I thought you were going to say chocolate and chili, and I was going to go, yeah, that's stupid.
chocolate. Well, Lindt sell a chili chocolate.
I just don't rate it. Like, have chili or have chocolate, but you don't need to have both.
But I'm like that with with chocolate peanut butter. Vanilla Coke.
Yeah.
But it's good seller vanilla Coke. So
Yeah?
well, out north it is at old Salisbury North. We sell a bit of it in all forms: cans, 600 ml, 2 litres, and 1.25s.
There you go. Lime Coke?
I wasn't there for lime Coke. Remember lemon Coke?
Yeah.
And that was shit.
Okay, so South Aussie Garbo, we got locked in for a box of vanilla Coke. We'll definitely get him to work on public holidays. 2 boxes of vanilla Coke. Stuart Gregory, thanks for the honesty. That's the only way we do it, man.
Stuart Gregory.
He's the one that asked about what the balance is like between all
that's
the families.
Barossa Irrigation, isn't it?
Bliss? Maybe. I think I know 2 Stuart Gregorys.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Nathan Wood, did you check your email spam folder?
Yeah, so that was the other thing I was going to say. Thank you for reminding or saying that.
Josie just sent him an email. As well.
Shopify has this feature where it can actually tell whether an email has been delivered, and the email address that was provided, which I obviously won't say on live television, has the IP as delivered. So,
okay.
So whatever the email,
it's stuck in your jam, spammed in your jam, jammed in your spam. I don't know if we answered Jordan Winks' question properly. How often do you spray roots and shoots? Not sure if my previous question. I don't fully understand the question.
Every 4 to 6 weeks is fine.
Where? So my Instagram's jammed. Yeah. That still doesn't make sense. Okay. But yeah, I would be...
Well, you can follow the spray pack calendar.
Crypto Down Under said, I'll work for Mexican Coke. I was going to say, I'll work for Colombian Coke.
Mexican Coke's good.
Colombian Coke's better.
It would be.
You wouldn't do it though, would you?
No.
Too straight edge.
No, it's just not my thing. I just not interested.
How do you know that?
I'm just not interested.
You ever had sex with a man?
Not yet, but still time.
White Kanye over here.
Yeah. Apparently 50 Cent's tweet. Apparently 50 Cent's tweet wasn't actually 50. Like it was made up.
Someone made it up.
Yeah, but it was so good. It was so fucking good.
Oh no. Gourlier. So how do you know if you haven't tried it?
Oh, that's exactly right. Exactly right.
Stuart Gregory said it sure is. Yeah. Set some
what was his question?
He basically said, how do you balance running multiple business, doing the podcast, being a dad, all that shit. So you kind of just have to do your best. You know, it's funny. I spoke to someone, I won't say his name because he's pretty sensitive around public stuff, but he has a 100+ person landscape construction business here in South Australia. And I spoke to him when I had my first child, and we were at the stadium club where the AFL and the cricket gets played at Adelaide Oval in like a semi-corporate area.
Now called the MTX Club.
Yep. And I said to him, how do you do it? Like, how do you do the business and the life and the kids? And he's like, you just have to get rid of something. And in his case, it was drinking and going out and kind of partying. And I don't think he did that much anyway. But you just have to sacrifice some other stuff. So all the things you mentioned in your question, I do. But I don't watch movies. I don't like go to sporting events unless it's for work. I don't see my friends. I don't really see my family outside of my immediate family. Like, I don't do all those other things. I don't have a sporting team. I don't volunteer. I don't cook a barbecue at the local footy club. I don't do any of that shit. I only do those things. And, you know, like, we have enough money to support those things rather than time. And so with the local club stuff, we give money rather than time.
Do they accept that?
They love it.
Oh, that's great.
Well, like, if you have a pool of 100 people, only 2 or 3 of them are going to give money and 97 are going to give time. And so there's always enough people to cook the barbecue and work the bar. But there's only a limited number of people that can pay $1,500 or $2,500 to sponsor the club. So, yeah. This is going to be an interesting one.
Wow.
Thoughts on Lawn Tip's new product range?
The bottles look cool, right? Wonder where that inspiration's come from.
This is where I wanted to use the twins. Did you see those twins that got interviewed about their mum helping a car?
Oh yeah, you told me you were going to show me, and then you got an email, and you're like, "Fuck, I got to deal with this." So business took over.
Fuck, too late. Business.
Business. But yeah, I've had a look at it. I don't really know the full analysis of each product. I just had a quick look at the bottles straight away, and I suppose there was a nice little,
Tip of the hat.
Like, obviously he's got his red lids as well, so that's his branding, black and red. So, Ben's been around for obviously a very long time, and I'd almost argue that he was probably the first in Australia to do the YouTube. Obviously in Australia, in America, the lawn YouTube scene is huge, and I'd strongly argue that he was probably the first in Australia to really grasp it by the balls, as I'd say.
Well, I think he's got more than 100,000 YouTube followers.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty hard to do.
Yes,
without being legit.
It is. And I would say that I've probably watched nearly all of his old videos.
He a fan.
His newer stuff, again, it's a bit like what Clint said. When it comes to time, I'll watch him because I do generally like his content. Very knowledgeable, gives the correct information, the right advice. So
where's the right equipment when spraying chemicals?
where's the right equipment?
Can't say that for everyone at the moment.
Can't say that for every lawn business at the moment. But no, and obviously his construction of the green, his how-tos, his in-depth, great vision. But yeah, it'd be good, obviously, for him to get his store back up and running after what happened with his previous supplier. So, and I know Clint and Matt have good communication with Ben.
I think he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I think that, I wish him all the best on one hand and want to destroy him on the other hand. And that's the friend versus business, right? But the reality is I think there's enough room in the market for there to be multiple lawn care suppliers. I think you'll start to see some of them drop off. I'm already hearing rumors about people that have been around for a long time that are struggling. I think what Ben has probably discovered, and I don't know, no one's told me anything, and I don't really talk to too many people that are connected to Ben. I've spoken to Ben via DM a few times and met him once, I think, at an event. Selling lawn care products direct to consumer in small packages is really, really, really hard. And there's a lot of people that look over the fence at Lawnhub and go, oh, that's fucking easy. They just put other people's shit in a bucket or in a bottle and sell it. And there's a bunch of Me Toos that have popped up in South Australia recently. I wouldn't call Ben a Me Too. Ben's been selling products for a long time. Ben has a community. He has the right and the authority to sell products. But I think what Ben would have worked out is that you can't have someone else drop shipping their range with you as the sales funnel, because there's not enough margin for all of you to make money. And so I'm hypothesizing that that's how it fell down, that there's probably a lack of alignment around the values that Ben had and his supplier. Ben was probably very focused on, and I don't know, this is all just what I think. I think he was focused on high levels of customer service and protecting his community. The supplier may have been less focused on getting orders out on time, less focused on maximizing efficiencies, less focused on customer service, less focused on whatever, because it might have been a small part of their business. I don't know. So it makes sense to me that he's going to do his own range. It's really hard. I think that there'll probably be you'll probably see continuous evolutions of how he manages that business. I'm just seeing a comment here that says he has 5 litre and 10 litres of wetter. That's Sith just being real funny. That brings its own challenges as well, because when you sell 5 litres and 10 litres of anything, your total dollar profit on a litre of product goes down, but your shipping stays the same. And so that becomes a challenge. So, you know what? I think he'll do well. I think he has a big enough community. He's got the right to do it. There's plenty of other people that I would like to see fall over and he's not one of them.
And if he wants a selective broadleaf herbicide at a good rate, come speak to us.
There's only one lawn care company that gave me a couple of caps. You guys have my unconditional love. That's from Sith. Give him a hat. You are a cheap lay. What else we got? It was Brown Patch Brendan. That's from Crypto Down Under. South Aussie Garbo. Okay, so I made chat controversial. Dude, we're controversial at the best of times. You should see the amount of fucking legal letters that we get that we don't talk about. Stuart Gregory just ordered at 1:17 today and got my order 3 minutes ago. Waterpro for the win. So he must have just landed on a
Well, if it was a pickup, that would have been picked this morning.
Yeah. We said he got just order at 1:17 today and got the order 3 minutes ago. That seems a bit over the top. I think Stuart might be lying to make us look good.
I don't know what's going on there. There's a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah. There's only one lawn care company. Okay, we've covered that. Scheduling program. Vanilla Coke is worse than drinking NSFW. That is definitely not financial advice. Do not drink NSFW.
Please don't.
Sir Grange is nice, pretty short or long and fluffy. Is it that rust fungus crypto? Okay, they're just talking to each other. Mexican Coke, Adelaide. Is it too late to scarify Tiff Tuff in Adelaide? I had it installed late March. Fuck, Alex, that's the kind of shit Jonesy would do.
Yes, it's pushing it. In saying that, the amount of thatch that we got out of the Tiff Tuff out the front, it is sparse in areas. We have been keeping the water up to it, but we do have the rye coming through. So if it was my lawn and I want it to look okay and not have weed pressure, leave it as it is. Tack it in spring.
PJ said, thanks for answering. Interesting to see what happens in this lawn space. Being able to ask questions and get advice easily has been why I choose Lawnhub and recommend when people ask me. Thank you, PJ.
Thanks, PJ. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're also not robots as well. So sometimes we have caught a bit of flack in the past for not answering a question at 10 o'clock at night, which, we're not robots. It would be nice if we could answer everyone's questions within 2 or 3 minutes of you posting or asking, but
it's not far away.
It's not.
It'll either be AI or more people.
And I mean, we did trial a software and it didn't really work properly.
There's another one that I know of that I think will work, and the AI is obviously getting better and better and better.
The other thing as well is if we do head down that route, we just don't want whatever the machine is or whoever giving the wrong advice, and that's because the last thing we want is to spray someone's lawn out. That's not what we want. So.
To be honest, the AI will be more reliable than our current stuff because it's binary. It just is what it is. Or it'll say,
until
I'm
it
sorry,
starts
I
to get
can't
feelings.
answer that. You've given me too many questions in a short amount of time.
Yeah,
and I've just read your local labour laws and I don't have to work today.
Yeah. Well, that's true. But, yes. But no, very excited for the ryegrass.
These dickheads are just talking about vanilla Coke now.
Yuck.
We've lost them. Crypto Down Under, best fine leaf turf for shade tolerance.
A fine fescue.
I have a blended fescue in my front yard that I have a love-hate relationship with. I actually saw it at Kooyonga. I went to Kooyonga the other day to book an event that we're having, and theirs is way different to mine. Like theirs is like a lime green. It looks real fine.
I'd say that would have more regular mowing, maybe better water schedule, better fert
I'm
schedule.
thinking that my issue is the blade sharpening. I reckon they'd have sharper blades.
Probably.
Mine's got it's got blonde tips.
Yeah, well, that's a sign of blunt blades. So
yeah, I need more lawnmowers. I want to sell that seed as a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clint's seed.
Yeah. Yeah. You won't be the only one that's had Clint's seed then. There'll be heaps of people. Yeah. Wow. What have we got? Any new ones that we haven't used?
Why are you gay?
No, that's one that we've got already. We need to reach out to him. I think we can get him to do some ads for us. Yep.
Yeah, he's shown me before.
Yeah. Yep.
Drill, baby, drill.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Yes. No.
Oh, that's the best. Can I get that as a text tone? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
No. Fuck, I forgot to get him alcohol. He had a whole bottle of rum last week.
Yeah, surely that's not gone.
Maybe.
So there's a lot of alcohol though.
All right. South Aussie Garbo. Is that Thomas plate off the old Railways tipper? What's the other number plate say? Yes, it is. The other one says H2O Pro. This one's still currently in service.
Mm-hmm.
But we're about to get some new plates because you might not know this, but I just approved the new truck.
Oh, okay.
So we're buying a truck.
Has someone told the dealer?
Probably not. Get them to issue us an invoice. Stop being such a bitch. So we're buying a little beep fucking Barina-esque truck. What's it, a Mitsubishi Fuso?
Canter City Cab.
Yeah, so Lawnhub's getting its first truck.
The old Water Pro Ute has done its time.
So we're going to, I don't know when we'll do it, but we're probably going to get the Water Pro Ute and just try and blow the tyres out the front one afternoon on a Friday. This is the area for it.
100%.
Do you remember that Commodore?
Yeah.
Fucking drifting down there.
Who was I talking? Someone brought that up on the weekend.
No,
because they asked me, how did he know that was going to happen? And I was like, well, he was fucking loading it up on the street like beforehand, and then he's like, I'm just going to film to see what happens.
I've seen these guys before.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything in the video either, so I thought you knew.
No.
Because you just filmed it.
Yeah.
I was waiting for
No reaction. Have you seen those? The dudes that eat the chilies? My kids do it now. They'll have like a bit of lemon and they'll just eat it and they'll be like, no reaction. This dude just eats a fuckload of Takis and chilies and squeezed chili sauce and chews it up and swallows it and just goes, no reaction. And it's like, that would kill most people. Like, this dude's fucking crazy.
Like that.
Did you buy the Queensland Lawnhub number plate yet? No, I haven't. It's not really high on my list of concerns. I think if we've got a set up in Queensland, we've got enough money to go buy it from whoever owns it.
Yeah.
Why can't Adam dress himself properly? Can you get him a mirror, please? That's from Emma in our admin department.
Yeah. She always says that, eh? What's wrong?
Because you look like a fucking idiot.
Well, it's the collar. Yeah.
Hey, Emma, if you're watching, firstly, thanks for tuning in instead of working. And secondly, can you make me an orange suit out of one of these jumpsuits? I want to be able to wear them to events, or even just an orange jacket that I can wear to events. When I get skinny, I'm going to start wearing like black shirts and like orange jacket.
Yeah, is that better? Better, right?
Well, it looks good now. Your face is the only problem, I think.
Yeah, well, I can't help that, unfortunately.
Lawnhub Sith. Jonesy, he's going to bowl a wrong'un.
Yes, who's that? Is that
Alex
Fricky?
Frick.
Yeah. Yeah. Fricky and I won a couple of premierships together.
No, Sith, don't buy my fucking number plate.
And in the grand final, I was, how old would have I been? That would have been 2011, 12. So I would have been 17. Yeah, 16, 17. And we were 3 for fuck all. Did we bat first? Yeah, we batted first. Yep. And we were 3 for fuck all. I was coming in at 5. And it was hat-trick ball. And I was told he was going to bowl a wrong'un, right? Do you know what a wrong'un is?
Where it looks like it's going to come out one side of the hand, but it's a trick and it's a Shane Warne special.
Pretty much. So he was bowling leggies.
Yeah, shut up, Dylan.
So instead of bouncing here and
Yeah, it goes
spinning
the
that
other
way,
way.
it would go that way. Anyway, he bowled it and it was so far outside off stump. I was like, I can leave that. Hat-trick ball, don't need to play with it. And it fucking ripped back and hit me on the pad, leaving it. Hat-trick ball left it out. And for the next couple of years, it was Jonesy's going to bowl wrong. And yeah, but we got up and we won. So
Yeah, I wonder what that guy's doing now.
who?
The bowler.
The bowler, yeah. Took a hat-trick in a grand final and lost.
Oh, that's like when you get the Norm Smith medal in a losing team in a grand
Yeah.
final and you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Judd in 2005.
Thanks, brah. Shall I buy?
think.
No.
Can I fact check
Emma.
that?
My son, Damo does all. My son just dropped his AB on the floor.
Oh, I could do an AB.
You know what I've been thinking about, like for most of the podcast? Straight shots of tequila. Nah, alcohol. Like I'm still struggling a little bit.
You know, I really struggled at school with assignments, but fucking hell, I got that right. Yeah, so Chris Judd won the
Do you know
Norm
what that is,
Smith.
Jonesy? That is the fact that you can remember stuff that matters to you. Remember me saying to you, I don't commit to memory things that are irrelevant? Like, what's that guy's name? Barty's first name. So that's why, because it matters to you. If you had to go write an assignment now from memory, 2,000 words on lawn care, you'd fucking kill it. I wouldn't. I'd get ChatGPT.
Who won the 2006 Brownlow?
Who won it?
Yeah. Not Brownlow, Norm Smith. So it was Sydney West Coast Grand Final 2006. And we're on 2005 here, so I haven't checked it. I believe, do you want a hint?
Dean Cox.
I believe it was Dan Kerr.
It would have been someone close to the front. Dan Kerr.
Yeah, Daniel Kerr.
Was he part of the West Coast Eagles?
Yes.
Anyway, no one wants to hear.
It was Andrew Embley.
That's what I said. He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Is he coaching now?
I don't know. I don't know what most of those boys are doing at the moment. Bit of a time for
South Aussie Garbo said straight shots, Clint. Every time you or Jonesy say a swear word, you take one. That'd be an interesting game to play with us.
I'd turn it. No, I wouldn't. We're not condoning drinking driving. I was going to say it's normally a 16-minute drive home. It'd be an hour drive home in that case, but we do not.
On the back of a tow truck.
Yeah, we do not.
John Pinder. Why does my Tropica blue cooch go yellow, but my normal cooch stays green? North Queensland.
That's because blue cooch is not actually a cooch.
Tragedy.
So there may be something that you're treating or applying that is actually temporarily discolouring the blue cooch. So what have you done recently that you normally do when you notice that this happens?
Emotional damage.
Rip everyone's speakers.
VJ said, "G'day, legends." Aren't you VJ who was asking us questions before? Oh, that's PJ. There's fucking VJ. There's PJ. All right, dude lives behind me. He's called CJ.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Actually, they got footy training tonight. I told you my son's going to play football. Hey,
You'll like
disappointing. Yeah, I don't know.
You'll like it.
I just think that there's probably more skillful sports. Then again, the barrier to entry is pretty low, right? You just have to rock up, be fit, and be able to kick a ball through the goal 30% of the time. 30% of the time, that's about the standard.
Yeah, if you're kicking at 30% goal accuracy, that's obviously not great, but it's
Your AFL.
It's better than some of them.
I ended up putting a bet on the Crows game. I had a player to kick the first goal, that same player to kick 4 goals, and the Crows to win. Having first goal in your multi is the worst.
Yeah.
Because it's over.
Yeah. Who kicked first goal? Keys.
Well, it wasn't my mate. And so then I went to the netball the next night and I had I think they gave me a $50 bonus bet.
Yeah.
So I had oh, that's right. I put the bet on. I put 50 on that multi. And
so
I had
2 legs got up?
No.
No, because no one kicked 4 goals.
So I lost that, but then I also put 50 on them to win as a bonus bet, which paid me 83 back. So I was like, they're going to win. So I got that, and that covers that bet. So I had $83. So and I was like, fuck it, I want to win that money back. So I went to watch the netball, South Australia versus the Swifts, New South Wales. And I was like, surely they're good. Like, they were paying $1.58 or something. So I put the whole 83 on fucking Adelaide to win. Nah.
They lose.
They fucking lost, man. They were winning. They were up by 7 at 3/4 time.
I thought the Thunderbirds were like a powerhouse.
They are. They're favourite. They hadn't lost a game. But obviously, because I put money on it. So then I had no money left in my account. And then last night I put $500 on the coalition to win the election at $4.30.
Damn, son.
I strongly believe that there is a silent majority of supporters for the things that Peter Dutton's about to start talking about in the next 3 days.
He's only got
he doesn't want to talk about it too early.
No.
It's going to be around
I think the Labor
immigration
Party and the Greens are really appealing to the younger generation at the moment, those people that were only just starting to vote.
The problem is everyone's got their fucking thing. Right?
And yeah, well, that's right. And then if you look at the older generation that may have been aligned to a certain party their whole life, they're not changing. So it's going to, yeah.
I think that the numbers that we're seeing in
they're
the polls and the
surveys,
things are wrong.
They have to be. They can't be that. The amount of people that we speak to can't just be our select group of people that are thinking that way.
So that's when I voted today. I'll be interested to see if she did what I told her to. This is a fucking another watch. Do you have a favourite seed variety or turf variety and why? That's from Kim Jong-gil.
Well, Kim
Jong-gil.
If I had
Yes.
if I had unlimited water,
Well, you do.
and
The issue you have is you don't have unlimited money.
okay. I'd go with a blended style or blended varieties of bent grass. I love bent grass. I love the way it grows. I love the way it stripes up. I love the way it looks. Love
Why
the
didn't
way
we put
it
that in my
feels.
front yard?
You still can.
Just blend it all in.
Yeah, just blend it all in, see what comes up. I think the thing with bent is requires a bit more sun than
Yeah.
fine fescue. So
My favourite seed lawn variety. I hate them all. I fucking hate lawn. It's like,
how's that guy the other day having a fucking full go at you of having a shit lawn?
yeah. I also have my front left-hand tyres bald. Like, if we're going to start being critical, I probably should get that fixed. And my gutter leaks at home as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when it rains really heavily, it goes into my house.
That's not ideal.
Well, I'm not perfect, right?
No.
Sometimes things aren't great.
That's facts.
What are you going to do?
Facts.
You know what I should be doing? I should, instead of spending time concentrating on myself, I should go on the internet and criticize people who I don't know or don't care about things that they're doing that don't affect my life. That would be a good use of my
That
time.
would be a great use of your time.
Emotional damage.
Why is that so loud?
It's what it's what the people wanted. Gets the people going.
Then the lyrics of that song just change into my head.
What?
Ball so hard, my cousin's gonna blow. Go so hard, my cousin's gonna blow. I thought me and my cousins were close. Fuck. Sorry. Hey guys, are we doing a Q&A? Yes, we are. Ask a
Yes.
question. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Dylan, is there
sorry.
Instagram questions?
I don't know how to say your name. Talski? Is that D silent? Talski? Or is the T silent? Yeah, ask a question. We will answer it. Soundboard louder. Sith wants it louder. Sith also says sell foot pics is good use of time. I think the bent grass needs some blue cooch peel.
Jordan Winks asked on Instagram on the story. He was in the chat before.
That's what he was talking about. He said, "Did you see my question?"
Maybe
That's why I couldn't understand what he was talking about. Yep.
How do I get a hold of your fertilizing schedule as I have brought individual products? Well, Jordan, if you go to the full load pack, you'll get a schedule there. If you scroll down a little bit, you can click on the orange text. It'll bring up a PDF in which you can print or screenshot to your phone. That'll give you 12 months worth of scheduling.
The D is my first name, and the last bit's Talevsky. So his name is D, or the she. Sorry, I can't see the photo. I don't want to be fucking what is it? Misgendering people. Otherwise, could go the wrong
As
way.
the lefties
Well,
come
who
out,
knows? The Labor win the next election. All of a sudden, I'm in jail for fucking saying things I shouldn't be saying.
it'd be like the UK.
The D is my first name. All right, you tell me your question. I will ask Jonesy. South Aussie Garbo says, "What's Clint's favorite vehicle brand?" So, I've got a few, but the car that I want and the next car that I will buy, I think, is a Dodge Challenger Hellcat. So, I could buy one right now, but then I can't buy a block of land that I want to buy.
Do other things.
So, yeah, Dodge. I do like Lamborghinis. I do like the fuck you of a Lamborghini and the noise of a Lamborghini and the audaciousness of a Lamborghini. But I think a 30-year-old me with 50-year-old me money, I'm 42 for context, would probably have bought a Lamborghini. I think when I'm 50 and I have enough money to buy a Lamborghini cash, it's less likely that I'll buy one. A lot of people I know that have had the money and that have owned them have said that they bring in a level of attention that you don't really want. But who knows? But yeah, Dodge for the sake of this question. All right. D. Talevsky, you have not asked your question. Did you just want to ask if we were doing a Q&A and that was the end of your conversation?
Maybe that was the question.
Okay. Well, I guess we can't really judge people on their questions, right? Otherwise, then what's independence? What's freedom? Yes, buy a Hellcat. Those look fun to go in. Yes. We hired one in America, actually. We hired the non-supercharged version.
Yes.
So that helped me decide I need a supercharged version.
Definitely not a back seat.
No.
No. But it was fun.
Yes. It was good to merge.
Well, it was good on that day that we landed and Matt and I went and got it because it was good to cruise the streets of LA in a Dodge, which, you know, over there is like a Commodore.
Mm-hmm. Common Hall. All right, now we've got questions again.
Right.
VJ, any idea when we will get Mini Pill back in stock? There's 2 buckets down there.
Yes, they're emergencies.
Emergency, in case what?
I don't know, and something might happen.
We should auction them off and donate the money to my car fund.
Yeah, we could do that.
See how much we can get for a bucket of Mini Pill. Hey,
Is what horses eat.
it's also a word that I can use to change the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bearded Sith says Bentley to go with your old and frail. I won't be old and frail at 50. 50, that's going to be my decade. Lawn calendar. Nah, lawn calendar, that's not it. Buy Hellcat, Mini Pill. Where's the question? Oh, here we go. D. Talevsky. Just wondering, any tips for filling in patches in new grass? I'd be interested to know why you have patches in new grass. Can you tell us the lawn variety, please, and where you are based? Clint, add a lawn calendar tab to your website. No, then there's too many tabs up the top of the website and it gets confusing. I guess if you look at the people that are asking the majority of the questions in our chat, it will give you an indication that our audience doesn't exactly have the deepest level of intelligence, and we don't want to make it too complicated.
The nicest possible way that we've said that. But we're probably going the other way. We're probably actually looking at more ways to refine the website and take more crap out of it to make it more streamlined and easy to follow.
Bring back Max for Clint's lawn on a consultant basis. That's actually a good idea. It was funny. Did you see he commented in one of the things is like, you still haven't got his lawn sorted?
Yeah, he tagged me in it. Yeah, you still haven't fixed that. I said, ain't anybody got time for that,
Well,
Tiff?
we don't, man.
No, not anymore.
And the reality is, like, I would rather have my $10 million lawn fertilizer business than a fucking nice lawn. And the other reality is,
I agree.
No matter how much time we spend on that fucking lawn, my dog's still going to glide the piss over the
and
whole fucking
with the
thing.
works that may be happening soon, that's just going to get fucked up again anyway.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I'm going to build my basketball court.
It's fucked.
Now, that's a sport I can watch.
Yeah. I've only been to the 36ers once against the Jack Jumpers. Is that what they're called?
Yep.
Yeah. And
It's
this
a
dude
stupid
shot
name for a fucking team.
the little short dude shot 4 3-pointers in a row to start the game for the Jack Jumpers, and the margin
They never
was,
caught that
the
up.
margin was that for the rest of the game.
50 is when the farts become sharts. Yep.
Some may argue that that's now.
30.
Yeah,
Depends
20.
on the lactose content of your beers, right, Dill?
Yes.
Oh, hang on. Kim Jong-il has another sensible question. With your soil test purchase, I have 3 separate parts of the yard to be tested, being 3 different soil test bags. Is that still a single payment or separate payments?
That's all. That is 3. So I'm pretty sure in the description it mentions that if you want certain areas tested, you need to buy that amount of soil tests, because if you put those, so essentially one of 2 things will happen. You can send however many bags you want to the lab. However, they'll get in contact with me and say, hey, Adam, or whoever answers the phone, test number, blah, 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 your purchase order number, all of our jargon and shit. They've sent 8.
Jargon and shit, that's Gawler for you, mate.
They've sent 8 bags. What bag do you want us to test? And then that's when I'll make contact with you and I'll be like, hey,
You've only paid for 1.
What bag do you want test? Because they charge us per bag. So, and if there's more than...
It's like a drug dealer.
Yeah. So if you want 3 areas tested, then you'll require 3 tests, because they will cost us. And I can tell you that the soil test is more of a service rather than a money maker for us. So
Rebecca Ward said a Dodge Hellcat will piss the greens off and hell on the tires. Hopefully you have plenty of points on your license because you will need them. Interesting fact, a couple of things. 1, I will be the last person to buy a battery-operated vehicle, and if that upsets someone who thinks that blue-haired non-binaries should go into the change rooms of the opposite sex child in the school, then they can get fucked. But I like V8s. To be honest, I like V10s even more. I like supercharged V8s, and if I need to plant some trees to offset my fucking carbon, then I will. I also don't think that my car is much to be concerned about when you compare it to the amount of emissions that countries like China, potentially India and Africa are pumping into the fucking thing. Anyway, let's not get too caught up on that. I hope you got plenty of points. I have not lost a demerit point or gained a demerit point, because it works the other way, since 2014. And that not because I'm paying to get away from fines. I have not committed a crime that I've been caught for in my vehicle or another vehicle since 2014. The last time I got done was in another, it was a Jeep, so kind of a Dodge, SRT 8, doing 49 in a 40 zone on the down ramp of the freeway when it changed from 80 to 40.
Dog.
I thought the cameras wouldn't change. So I even knew, I saw the camera, I knew it was there, and I was like, 50's fucking slow enough. So yeah. But yeah, so I'll be fine. I'm pretty aware of what's going on around me. Dodge Hellcat call. Does anyone else just catch that bombshell? What? What's he talking about?
Not sure.
Battery cars can suck on my non-binary. Battery cars can suck on my non-binary they, them dick. Where do you get the batteries from? Kids in the Congo. That's why you didn't buy one, isn't it? Okay, so this guy, sorry, we do have a, oh no. So the person who was asking about their seed, it's a tall fescue in Melbourne. It's a new house, so it's just been seeded about 7 weeks ago. Oh, bro, give it some time.
Just overseed.
Just
More seed.
More seed.
So we did that today out the front. Dylan, when will that video go live? No. I know you're quick, Dylan, but that's quick for you. Next Thursday, it just, I chook feed it out. I just threw it out over the existing lawn. I didn't have any soil, but yeah, just overseeded those bare areas. You'll be fine.
Oh, we did have a question before about protective mesh, and I fucking scooped past it, and then I think they asked it again. Where is it? It's further up here. Sorry, I think I missed it. Maddie Mern on Facebook. Does the plastic mesh stuff work for protecting a lawn from a dog that runs all day? And then I think asked the same thing. I live in Melbourne, Buffalo, put down protective mesh stuff as the dog was destroying my lawn. 2 years later, I have loads of dead patches. Any tips? You don't want to hear my tip. Your tip?
Yeah, it comes.
My first less aggressive tip is don't live in Melbourne. Go buy a house in Queensland.
We're probably getting into too cooler weather now in Melbourne to really do anything drastic. I'd try and stick it out as best you can, and then in springtime do a little bit of a reno. Obviously, Buffalo don't want to be too aggressive. I know there's people out there that disagree and all that sort of thing, but I'm not going to be responsible for destroying someone's buffalo lawn.
I'd be interested to know what mesh you're talking about as well. Did you buy like a GeoHex or an Atlantis flow cell, or are you just talking about putting...
There is a company that sells rolls of it.
Yeah.
And it binds in with the soil, and it's for grass.
Yeah.
Like it says it's made for grass. So
because the problem is, if you just have a mat on top of your lawn, it's not protecting the grass.
Essentially, what happens is the grass will grow through it and intertwine with it, and then it stops the dog from being able to dig.
But if they're just if you put flow cell or GeoHex down, that grass, probably flow cell more than anything, it grows through that 50 mil.
Yeah.
So you've still got all that leaf, and then there's more leaf. So what you might find is you've just got this black mesh of shit on your lawn with grass growing through it. I mean, the hard thing is, and this is not what dog lovers want to hear, but if you're going to have a dog, you're never going to have a perfect lawn. And it's just the reality of it. I mean, I saw someone talking about teaching your dog to piss on a mat inside. Like, what the fuck? Like, why not teach your dog to piss in the toilet and flush it? Like, it's so unrealistic. So, Buffalo in you've got the triple threat there. Like, you're in Melbourne, so the weather's challenging at the best of times. You've got Buffalo, which is probably more slow growing, which is actually a desired feature of Buffalo, and you've got a dog running around on it. So you're going to have challenges. You could get Kikuya. That might help. You could get that dude that rang in to look after your dog.
Maybe not.
He said, here we go. Stuff is called TR4 turf reinforcement mesh.
Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah. Or just have a really nice front lawn and just do the best you can out the back and just love your dog, and, you know, front lawn is amazing. Yeah, back lawn is for dogs. That's kind of how my house is.
Yeah, that's the exact product that I was thinking of.
I'm having issues with the dogs in the street that piss on my lawn now when their owners walk
dogs,
them.
man.
And I turn the fucking sprinklers on while they're doing it, and the owners are just like, oh, that's interesting. He must have the sprinklers coming on now. I'm like, no, I'm fucking standing.
I'm fucking with you, mate. Fuck off.
Gave up on the lawn in the backyard, only do the front lawn these days. It's kind of like that, right? Hey Legends, that must be directed at me and Dylan. James Kiger? I've seeded a new lawn and it's going really well, but it's a little patchy. It's Cooch and in Davenport, Tasmania. You can't get a seeded Cooch?
You can. There are seeded cooch varieties. There's common cooch and there's seeded hybrid cooch varieties.
I mean, everything we just said about Melbourne,
Yeah.
replaced with Tasmania and seed instead of buffalo.
Yeah. I'm interested. I can ask, but you don't have to answer, but why you went the cooch variety rather than like a rye or something?
Hey Legends, so answer that and then we'll help you. But you need sun,
Soil temps,
water, food, air. You probably don't have two of them. Hey Legends was just about to comment on your recent video. I've used your products for years, thanks. Can I combine 3-way with bow and arrow? Your video showed 3-way and NSFW. Yes, you can. So we used to have our liquid weed and feed pack, which was 3-way and bow and arrow. As part of our strategic plan, we are trying to have a complete range of our own products. So we developed NSFW, same active, same size bottle, same application rate, same process. If you go onto our website now and grab the instructions from the liquid 3-way, the liquid weed and feed pack, you will be able to just replicate that as instead of NSFW, use bow and arrow. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Any advice on cooch spreading through RTF? Ugh. If you were on a Sydney-based lawn forum, they'd be saying something like, say hello to your new cooch.
There are products available. They are just not available to the public. So hand pulling or painting with glypho.
We need to get the shaft sorted. Battery cars, non-binary, cool. South Aussie Garbo keywords that I have been caught for. Yeah, look, everyone you follow someone around long enough, they'll eventually forget to indicate, right? Front lawn is amazing, back lawn is for dogs. You should look at the carbon footprint of a Tesla when made compared to a car. Yep, cool. I am on the same page as that. Jazz says, I have a few questions about next financial year's budget. Well, we'll probably deal with that
Did
after.
she write that in the chat?
It just popped up on Teams. Where is it? I'll read it out. I just have a few questions around wages for the next financial year's budget. Currently, we have 1 additional sales staff budgeted. We will need 2 to 3 more to do 18.1 million. Wages at current rates for budget purposes, I'll add 3%. Superannuation is going to change to 12%. Far out. Some shitty companies take that off their staff. So if your wage is above, they'll just say, well, we're just going to transfer more into super. Not me. I take it from our customers. All right, Jazz, we'll answer those questions off camera a little bit later. 18.1. We could do 30 mil between the two companies. We'll do more.
That'd be nice.
That'd be pretty exciting. Be able to buy myself a new car. Matt Mann said, yeah, it worked. And so we're talking about the dog stuff again. It worked and stopped the grove. The dog had dug up. Just wanting some grass to make it friendly for the kids. If you overseed kikuyu into the buffalo, would that work, or am I pushing shit uphill? Look, if you put kikuyu and buffalo together, it's just going to become a fight between the two, which kikuyu will probably win. If you genuinely just want a grass, I would say kikuyu is probably the most safe bet. The only issue you have with kikuyu is if you have the nicest kikuyu in a 1 kilometre radius, the galahs will come in and they'll fucking rip it apart.
The Corellas, everything.
Whatever they're called, the yellow and white ones, sulfur crested cockatoos,
and the red and white
the
ones,
pink and grey ones. What are those? What's their proper name?
Corellas.
Corella. Sounds like a fucking Nissan.
Yeah, and a character from 101 Dalmatians.
That's Cruella, not Corella.
But sounds
like
yeah.
I mean, if you breed the Dalmatians for that, it's not really any different to eating chicken.
Who was I talking to the other day about where the line stops? Oh, it was about horse racing.
It depends in what country you live in.
Horse racing.
I've eaten horse before,
and like where the line of morality stops for like, oh no, we only raise those animals to eat. We can't eat these. We can't do things.
Depends on what country you're in.
I know, but was it nice?
Horse just tastes like a less fatty cow. Fuck, I had a wicked Scotch fillet last night.
Oh, I've got a good porterhouse tonight.
I only eat Scotch.
Yeah,
I can't get
Scotch
past
is
it.
my preference, but
Yeah, it's
they didn't have any
$60 a
Scotch,
kilo,
so
though.
we got porterhouse. But
I made it. I said to my boys, "You want a steak?" And they're like, "Yeah." So I cooked them a steak and just sliced it up on a board with butter and garlic, and they just sat there and just ate it. $20 for one steak, like just. But I'd rather them eat that than the other shit. $20 probably also buys them 2 Happy Meals.
yeah,
I'd rather them have a steak. All right, we got some more stuff here. Is there a grass that I can plant with kikuyu to grow in the shadier spots? Yes.
there is. It's just not going to look the same. That's the only issue. So yeah, your fescues, your fine fescues, it's just not going to look the same. And if
It'll look real dark.
yeah, and as long as you're happy with that, then go for it. But if you're not happy with that, then maybe think about extending the garden out.
South Aussie Garbo says, I've eaten camel. I have too.
Yeah, I've had camel burgers,
I,
camel pies.
I'll do you one better. I was in the back of the ute when we went and shot it and then dragged it back and cut it up and then ate it. That was pretty full on. I was 12 then.
Fuck. Yeah, that's like
This is
a lot going on.
I'm about to say something really disgusting and not rude, but disgusting. So just tune out for a second if you're squeamish. So we cut its head off, and its head was full of maggots, all in its up through its nose and shit. So these things are just running around, and you kind of start to understand why they're a bit fucking, because their brains getting eaten and shit. But yeah, so where we were on a cattle station where I think they had 1,000 head of cattle on 1 million acres because of the water availability, but there's fucking camels everywhere. So the people that work the station go kill the camels, and that's the meat source rather than eating their income. So and their T-bones are like...
Yeah, okay.
And Alice the camel had 1 hump. Yeah, that was a while back, 30 years ago. That was a really interesting trip, actually. My mate at the time, his dad owned a cattle station up there called Curtin Springs, and there was a petrol station. It's like the last station before Ayers Rock. And I lived there for a month pumping petrol and working in the bar, and I slept in their lounge room surrounded by tanks of snakes.
Yeah, okay.
So they just
like native snakes?
pythons and fuck knows, man. I took no time to familiarise myself with those snakes. But
what if one got out?
I die.
Yeah, okay. As long as you're happy to do
What
with
am I
that,
supposed to do?
I don't know.
It's like, don't come near me.
Yeah, maybe the snake with the red head bit me.
Or just
It's all right. I've got that.
Just get them sorted, man. So I didn't have my Vuvu honk honk then. My Vuvu cuppa.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. That was good.
So yeah, and we camped on the base. This is the last time I went camping, I reckon. This is probably why I don't like camping. Camped at the base of Mount Connor, which is a mountain that is privately owned on their land. It's about 1 metre taller or shorter than Ayers Rock, which obviously you can't climb. I climbed Ayers Rock on that trip as well, actually. Uluru, if you're interested in the sensitivity. And yeah, so climbed Mount Connor, which is fucking crazy, the next morning. And then, yeah, that was it. Fun. Rebecca seems to be smoking the green stuff rather than growing it. Extremists come out of the smoke no matter the subject. Do what you like as long as it's not as long as it isn't growing kikuyu.
Okay.
What did she say? You should look at the carbon footprint of a Tesla when compared to the ICE car to an ICE car, and the running cost is the same higher in comparable car. I don't think she's being that extreme.
Is there people fighting in the comments?
Stop it, Rebecca. You're making too much sense. Sith agreed. Dog fixes the birds. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So if you're going to put kikuyu there and the dog's in the backyard and the dog can kill the birds, fucking you just have sorted yourself out an ecosystem of happiness. And the dog is a Dalmatian as well. Just the one. I've eaten camel. Rebecca seems to be smoking the green stuff. The big leaf dropper 86. That's familiar. All right. What time is it? All right, we've got a couple of 10-minute blocks left. Penmang. Do you know what penmang is?
No.
Okay, so this question's probably not even worth asking, but penmang okay to kill poa annua in cool season fescue? I've used poa check and it's a bit harsh on cool season grasses. Thanks. Bloody poa annua.
Nominee.
All right, cool.
Which is available on the website. Nominee. It is company by Sumotu, I think, who makes it. We sell it.
All right. I think that's it. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was the season change. Now, a lot of people probably aren't thinking about it yet, and I've threatened one of these guys with unemployment for using the W word the other day. But as the weather cools, we need to start using liquids. We're getting a lot more interest in the liquid weed and feed pack, or the autumn weed and feed pack. That's what we're calling it this time of year. Talk to me about that. Reasons why that's the most effective way now, and I guess how we've developed this pack.
So I suppose if you've been listening to everything or anything that we've said over the last couple of months, granular fertilizer is best applied in the warmer months. So when you have the soil temps, for it to be able to be broken down into the soil, and then the roots extract the nutrients from the soil. Now that we're moving into a cooler period, or as Clint said, the W word, soil applications of granular fertilizer become less efficient, meaning that you need to turn to alternatives. So liquids is where it's at. So 3-way liquid fertilizer, you spray it onto the leaf, let it dry. It's going to be a much more efficient and quick uptake via the leaf. And then, obviously Clint mentioned the liquid weed and feed pack, or the autumn weed and feed pack, which has NSFW in it. So that's our broadleaf herbicide, which we discovered today. We are starting to get some broadleaf weeds pop up out in the front lawn. So if that was me at home and we weren't doing the overseeding project, then the liquid weed and feed pack, or the autumn weed and feed pack is going to be perfect. It's going to be fast acting. It's going to be knocking down those weeds, and it's going to also be greening up that lawn. And then over the next couple of weeks, those weeds will die out and the lawn will grow out, and you'll have a green, weed-free, lush lawn. Is that what it is? Yeah. Lush, green, weed-free lawn. On top of that as well, of course, you've got Money Shot, which is a liquid iron product, which is going to enhance the existing colour in your lawn. Again, perfect for this time of year, especially going into the cooler months. Roots and shoots can be used throughout the entire year. Again, you can use that as a foliar application. Again, it's going to be absorbed up quickly via the leaf to get a much quicker result. And then, of course, wetting agent as well. Wet can be used all year round, and it's not to be forgotten about during the cooler periods as well. It is important that you still use a wetting agent during the cooler months. It just means you can extend the application out to probably 10 to 12 weeks rather than that 4 to 6.
So let's just send me a photo of me in year 11. Obviously, she's either with one of my ex-girlfriends or cleaning the house.
Yikes.
Do I look any different?
Jesus.
Do I look Italian?
Fucking hell, that's
You see that?
distinctive.
So thanks for answering that. I'm glad I sat here to listen to that question be answered and not disappear. Would you rather constant watering, say, every second day, or a longer period, say, 3 times a week? That is every second day. That's the same thing.
Longer periods for
Deep root watering.
Yeah, deep root watering. So long watering cycles, spaced further apart.
If your soil can handle it.
If your soil can handle it. But if you're overseeding, then you need short bursts consistently for the first few weeks.
All eyes on me. They are listening to some great music out there today.
That's good. They did change the playlist. They finally got off of the playlist that had been on repeat for the last 20 bazillion years.
Bazillion?
Yeah.
What's that as a number? Is that more than a billion and less than a zillion? Somewhere in the middle?
It's a trillion billion. So a zillion.
Sounds like the current debt position of the USA. Sorry, Don.
They're eating the dogs.
Ervo's top tips for dealing with burn spots on your lawn. I just spray paint the patch and tell the customer I fixed it. That's a comment on one of our things. Yeah. Anyway, you answered the question.
Yes.
Obviously, our people were in there attacking poor Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Well, the question was, would you rather constant watering, say, every second day, or water longer every, say, 3 times a week? So every second day is 2 days. 3 times a week is 2.3 days.
Yeah.
So there's a gap there, guys. Fucking give Kim a break, right? Kim's come here to be part of the community.
Yes.
Chill the fuck out.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
So I don't have anything else to ask you.
Did I ask you if you were going to dawn service?
No, I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, okay. Scratch that from the tape.
I don't usually go. I don't really have a good reason. I've been a few times. I think in the early recent period, because we had the kids wouldn't get up, so Celeste would take Jack, and that still might happen tomorrow, and I'll stay home with the younger ones. But yeah, it's weird, and it's not that I don't respect it. I mean, some would argue not going is being disrespectful, but yeah, we'll watch the thing on TV, the parade, and I'll talk to kids about it and make sure that they understand what it means, and so that they're not getting interviewed off of a train. Not that they'll ever catch trains, but so that
Yeah, fair.
Well, where we live, they don't have trains.
No, they don't. They
The
got
trains
buses.
just go out to
Yeah.
the suburbs.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, we might go fishing tomorrow at some point. Jack's been at me about fishing, like I think I told you before. So we've got a mate who owns a boat, a little tinny, that we're probably going to take out tomorrow later in the
Nice.
day. So, well, he's going to go out. I'm just going to sit on the beach and probably respond to Facebook comments, do Lawnhub ads.
On the beach.
Yeah. What else are you going to do? He's out in the boat, eating camels. Is there anything else?
Um,
I'm hungry.
what are you doing for the weekend? Anything? Is it full on?
I'll just have a quick look. Hang on.
Kids back to footy, netball.
Connor's got footy training
Basketball.
tonight. Jack's got basketball training on. Connor and Jack both have training. Oh fuck, the gap. One's at 11:30 and one's at 2:30 on Sunday at the same venue.
That's shit.
Saturday's clean and clear. Saturday is also Max Kleinig's birthday.
Oh, there you go.
Big maximum power, maximum penetration.
Penetration.
So he really should have used that name, but hey, what are you going to do, eh? And then, yeah, it's back to school Monday, which Celeste will be much more pleasant to be around. She loves our kids, but I don't think she likes them. And then when's footy? And I'm really excited to go watch Lucy actually play.
Netball.
Yeah, well, she hasn't had a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so Connor and Jack both play basketball. Oh, that's going to be great. 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Yeah. And then Sunday, basketball training. Look at that.
Mental.
Yeah. And that's without Lucy's netball, Lucy's netball, I think, will be 12 o'clock on the Saturday. And so one of them will be at Lightsview, one of them will be at Port Adelaide, and one of them will be at Teacher Gully or Golden Grove. Yeah. Make it work.
Joys, hey?
Oh, then we're playing golf, bro.
Yeah, we are.
On Monday the 5th of May.
Yep.
Fuck
Gotta
yeah. I better
hopefully
fucking spit on my balls and give them a bit
defend
of a
our
scrub.
title.
That is true. And we've got the same team as well.
Same team.
I just paid for my handicap. So it had lapsed.
Oh, yes.
But we're back. We don't want to not go. We don't want to enter into that without that.
Mm-mm.
Netball training. When's her game? Anyway, this is probably not something that everyone here needs to listen to. So yeah, I guess we'll wind it up. That was nearly 2 hours. I thought today was going to be a fucking shocker. But hang on, dude. Chill the
Jesus,
fuck
he's
out,
fucking
man.
getting rid of us. He's obviously got somewhere to be.
Yeah, he's making one of those
Places
films.
to be, people to see.
Hey.
Hey, I'm an innocent bystander.
All right.
They saying I drove
Thanks for
a
tuning in.
getaway car,
Hopefully this
but
podcast
I
brought you
cannot
great joy
see I'm
and
legally blind.
yeah,
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I mean it.
No last minute questions.
keep it green.
I feel
Fuck.
like we're
Ooh, hang
talking
on.
there for a little bit.
You see the 7 News people getting really offended. There's no women in the top 100 paid athletes. God, it's going to fucking cause trouble. I did not. Have you seen
Would that be Nah, surely there's a woman in the top 100 athletes.
internationally?
Yeah.
No way. Who?
Nelly Corder?
No.
Yeah, it should be earning.
Top 100.
Yeah.
How many players do you think are in the NBA?
Did you know what happened to the 7th?
Yeah,
What do you think the
fair.
lowest contract
Yeah,
in the
fair.
And then how many players do you think play in the Premier League soccer? And then you look at NFL, NHL doesn't get paid that much. It's just how it is. There was
I thought
actually
that'd be at least one.
Barely.
sorry, Dill. You saw one of the female UFC fighters talked about it. Fucking who was it? There's 2 females that were killing it a while back. Misha Tate and Ronda Rousey. One of them came out and just said, Do you know why I get paid so much fucking money? Because
Yeah, there's Ronda Rousey.
Because I bring
Yeah.
the fucking people.
That was her.
Anyway, we don't need to talk about it. We've talked about this enough time before.
Be a good
Rebecca
topic.
Ward, could you do a shout out to all the serving men and women, past and present, who have given their lives and put their lives on the line to protect our country and make it safe for all Australians? There you go, Rebecca. Have a great weekend. All happy Anzac Day, boys. Have a good weekend. Rhonda Roused. Thanks, Sith. You've been a very valuable contributor to today's podcast. We are actually now going to end it with...
Take 2.
Hey, I'm an innocent bystander.
See ya.
Saying I drove a getaway car.
See ya.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's why I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
I was deceased when you did the snake
I'm from
thing.
Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm a female. I did not drive no getaway car. I'm legally blind.
How'd you get wrapped up with these folks?
I got wrapped up. I was walking down the street and I caught a ride.
So you don't know these folks then, is what you're saying?
I know 2 of them. I don't know the other 2.